Hello and Happy New Year. Welcome to the January 7th, 2023 edition of 284 News. I am Jacka Whitting, bringing you our top stories from this week. Thank you so much for joining us. Students of the Elmore Stout High School commenced full-day classes on their campus this week after their campus was officially opened for service during an opening ceremony on Tuesday. We were on the ground and filed this report. The time has come. A fitting theme adorned to the ceremonial opening of the Elmore Stout High School as it emerged completed from a redevelopment project. The school year for ESHS opened in grand style on January 3rd with a well-attended ceremony at the campus. A brief look at the program would reveal that not only were some of the BVI's highest-ranking officials and most competent authorities represented that day, but that all those made to speak had at some point populated the Elmore Stout High School, or the BVI High School as it was once known. Opening remarks were delivered by Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley, who noted the occasion as another proud milestone in the territory's journey of recovery.
Today we celebrate another proud milestone in our journey of recovery from Hurricanes Irma and Maria, and in the continued development of our Virgin Islands. But most importantly, we celebrate the fact that our secondary school students, teachers, administrators, and principals on Tortola are returning to their rightful home and a facility that is fit for purpose and conducive to teaching and learning, a facility that they deserve to have. The completion of these buildings for the Elmore Stout High School campus is a monumental achievement for our people. It is yet another testament to what we can achieve by working together, having a positive attitude, and maintaining confidence in the capabilities of our people.
The Premier, who graduated in 1996, also thanked the current-day students of ESHS, many of whom are yet to know the reality of full-day school on a functional campus, for their patience.
I want to thank the students, teachers, and parents for their patience. We know it has not been easy in the temporary accommodations. And yes, the temporary arrangements had our students in a disadvantageous position, especially where they were not able to have full-time classes.
Minister for Education, Youth Affairs and Sports, Honorable Sherry De Castro, was particularly excited for the return to full school days and what this will mean for students.
This institution, the Elmore Stout High School, is the largest secondary school in the territory that facilitates teaching and learning for about 150 educators and just over 1,400 students. Our educators and students have been desperately awaiting the rebuild and reconstruction of this facility. Facilities make a difference. The overall building conditions of schools, including thermal comfort, indoor air quality, lighting, noise, and internal design elements, impact student outcomes and achievements. Naturally, as buildings age, the individual building elements vary in life expectancy and levels of maintenance. Added to that, the impact of the floods and hurricanes of 2017 on the school infrastructure across this territory, especially here at the Elmore Stout High School, was unimaginable. Let me elaborate some more. For some students, their entire high school journey has been impacted by dislocation, isolation, lockdowns, virtual learning, and shift and hybrid schedules. You heard it from Miss Skelton. She's in 12th grade. And just imagine her experience at Elmore Stout High School. Let me hammer it home. The time has come. After 5 school years and 1 term, tomorrow, the full complement of staff and students of the Elmore Stout High School will teach and learn on the same campus for full-day school for the first time since the storms of 2017.
Representing the student body was student government president for the class of 2023, Leah Clarkston, who addressed the crowd, proudly adorned in her uniform, as she reflected on how the student experience had deteriorated due to the impact of the 2017 hurricane season on their campus.
We made the best of the situation imposed on us and persevered over the years. Now, after 5 school years and 1 term, we finally have the opportunity to experience a full day's worth of school where we have the time and space to access a more complete high school experience. I know that many of us are worried about the challenge of being able to transition back to full day successfully, but we must do our best to cherish these high school memories, because here is where you make memories that last a lifetime.
After leaving the halls of the BVI High School in 1972, Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Recovery and Development Agency, Ronnie Skelton, said it was a proud moment for him to be able to accomplish such a project as part of the RDA.
I was a member of the first graduating class, as you know today, with cap and gown. 1972 was the first class where we were cap and gown. Before that, you just, as the leader of opposition will say, you were given a prize, given ceremony, you were given a book and you go home. But those days have long gone. And whether it's good or bad, it's helping in the development of the country. So I am proud. You know, I have built many things in this country, from power stations to hospitals to clinics to homes to commercial buildings, but this one gave me the most pride. And I am so happy to be a part of the RDA team that was involved in this phase of the construction.
Principal Vanessa Garraway delivered heartfelt thanks to all those involved in bringing the project to fruition.
On behalf of the team, we are so grateful to be back home, to be on one campus, and to have full day school. It is so necessary for full day school. Our students are suffering, our teachers are suffering, and we just want to say thank you to whoever had anything to do with making today and the days going forward possible. Grateful, thank you, thank you, thank you.
While students return to the campus this week, works continue to deliver on some final touches on the campus. And in the near future, as hinted by the Premier, plans begin for works on the school's cafeteria. For 284 News, I am Jacques Wooding. During that ceremony, though still out of the territory, former Premier Andrew Foy was given due credit for his role in the Elmore Stout High School redevelopment project. More in this report. As authorities gathered for the opening of the newly redeveloped Elmore Stout High School, there seemed to be a consensus among officials that the ceremony could not proceed without giving due credit to former Premier and Minister for Finance Andrew Foy. First word on Foy's imperative role in the project was from Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley, as he recalled his experience approaching the then Premier on the initiative, while he himself served as Minister for Education.
I then called upon the then Minister of Finance, seeking his support. And I must say that I also thank our Creator that we had a Minister of Finance and a former Minister of Education who was so supportive. I speak none other than Mr. Andrew Foy. And just in case you are wondering whether his name would be spoken this morning, there's no way that I would allow his role and contribution to not be acknowledged this morning.
Education Minister Sherry De Castro was also vocal in recognizing Foy's contribution to the project.
As the Premier did, I have to take this opportunity to recognize the former Premier, Andrew Foy, for his dedication to this project. I also salute the current Premier and former Minister of Education for taking this mantle forward and allowing me the opportunity, to be able to carry the baton as you stated. I truly appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Foy's impact on ESHS alumni was noted to far precede this project by the event's chairpersons as they reflected on the school's past.
In the class of 1971, not only did they get no cap, no gown, they didn't even get a certificate that actually said that they graduated. This is a true story. It was 40 years after that graduation, the then Minister of Education and Culture Honorable Andrew Foy righted that wrong and issued all of those students their certificates.
Yes.
And could you believe Dr. Hesketh Vanterpool, Robert Matavius, they came out of that class and with not even a paper to say I had graduated, went on to do great things.
Foy, who led the charge in commencing this project, was quoted at the initial commencement ceremony with his beginning remarks as, "Let me begin by reiterating that the children of the Virgin Islands are the future of the Virgin Islands, and they deserve the best learning environment possible. Our teachers are the vanguards of our future, and they deserve the best working environment possible." End quote. For 284 News, I am Jacka Wooding. Disbanding the Recovery and Development Agency would be a mistake. Those were the words of Ronnie Skelton as he addressed legislators gathered for the opening of the high school earlier that week. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That was the basis of the sentiments expressed by Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Recovery and Development Agency, Mr. Ronnie Skelton, as he offered some free advice to the government on the agency's term of operation.
You know, one thing any government should not do is disband the LDA. You'll be making a mistake. That's my advice. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. If you disband a machinery that works together and take it apart, and it cannot function. So it's important for the LDA, with supervision, regulations, and whatever you have to do, to make it work and make it function in the interest of this country.
While he lauded the RDA's ability to deliver on the projects it has been assigned, Skelton noted that after the dust has settled, it is in the hands of the government to maintain these facilities to ensure longevity.
The LDA is not a maintenance agency. We get projects, finish them, and hand them off. The government responsibility is to maintain these projects. If you don't maintain them, they will fall apart. So I beg you to put a maintenance team in place. We can assist you to make sure that this is done.
As per an extension granted by the Cabinet in October 2022, the RDA is expected to operate until December 31st, 2025. The agency has been instructed to, in that time, develop and execute a plan to prepare the Department of Public Works and other relevant agencies by way of sharing knowledge and skills to pick up the mantle after that point. For 284 News, I am Jacka Wooding. And with that, we take a word from our sponsors. Stay with us, we will be right back.
Hun, it's asking for your password.
Huh?
You were logged out. I need the password.
BR.
What's the rest?
BRANDI, the number 4, EVER?
Who's Brandy?
We're like the password that isn't your ex-girlfriend's name. CG Insurance. Good like that.
I should have changed it.
You should have.
You're right.
Father Jesus, that line you long like church service.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, Sonny.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. What on there? You must have cut fun topic.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you? You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
There are many ways to enjoy life, like so many ways to count on Popular.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. Disturbers of the peace, beware. The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force is preparing to double down on its approach to taking action against persons with loudspeakers on their vehicles. More in this report. The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force is preparing to commence a formal clampdown on offences related to disturbing the community by persons who have equipped their vehicles with loudspeakers. Commissioner of Police Mark Collins made that reveal as he responded to questions before the Standing Finance Committee. According to the report on the deliberations of the Standing Finance Committee, Collins was told by Minister for Health and Social Development and member for the 8th District, Honorable Marlon Penn, that the issue of loud car speakers needed to be addressed. In response, the COP revealed that he had already begun discussions with the Attorney General and the Director of Public Prosecutions on the matter. Through those discussions, it was realized that to prove a case against an alleged offender, the police must be able to provide evidence of the decibels recorded. To this end, the COP said that a kit to conduct the required measurements has been obtained, and that police will require training on how to use it. The issue of disturbances caused by altered mufflers on bikes and scooters was highlighted by Territorial at-Large Representative Honorable Carvin Malone. The COP informed that since he assumed the role of commissioner, there has been a significant improvement made with matters requiring the seizing of bikes. He further explained that bikes are usually seized for being unlicensed, uninsured, or faulty. He noted that persons are given the opportunity to present the necessary documentation to reclaim their bike from the relevant police station. He said that bikes which are deemed not roadworthy are crushed or stripped for parts while the others are auctioned. Jacka Whitting, 284 News. Opposition leader the Honorable Julian Fraser is calling on the government to stop the practice of using the Airport Development Fund for operational purposes at the BVI Airports Authority. Fraser made the plea during a recent sitting of the House of Assembly after revealing that the practice is one that has been occurring for years. He said that the funds which comes from the Airport Development Tax should be used strictly for development purposes as stipulated by the law. The opposition leader says in cases where the fund is used for other purposes, the matter should be brought before the House of Assembly for an elected member to decide.
Very first time, several years ago, I asked a question about the development fund at the airport. People who travel through the Terence B. Lettsome International Airport would remember, well, at first, it used to be that you had to take the money out and pay the $20 for development, the development fund tax. Then the BVI Airports Authority got creative, and the fund went through your ticket. When you buy the ticket, it's a straight payment. I think it went to IATA, and they get refund from IATA. That money, Mr. Speaker, was supposed to be, and is, again, according to the law, it is supposed to be to develop the airport. Anything that needs to be done in the form of development, that's what that fund is to be used for. And just like another fund, which I will get to, they saw fit to use the development fund for operational purposes. In other words, to pay salaries and buy paper clips and toilet paper and all the toilet tissue and all that stuff.
Fraser has also asked the government when they will get the National Health Insurance Scheme operating as it should. Fraser raised the question following what he described as persistent problems that continue to exist within the NHI. He said a recent discussion with healthcare stakeholders at the Standing Finance Committee revealed that the NHI still owes a number of these establishments millions of dollars in payments. He referenced the $10 million that was allocated for temporary income support to the NHI from the $40 million Social Security Board grant that was approved in early 2021. At the recent SFC meeting, Fraser said that he was made aware that healthcare stakeholders that were owed and due payment from that $10 million had not yet received any of those funds.
They said they got it from the same budget that we are struggling, the member for the 6th district, myself and the rest of us here are struggling to get some money from. But they could find $10 million to put for NHI. Okay. That being said, so I said, okay, the vendors will be paid. NHI came before us the other day. So you asked a question, and I heard him talking about money. So you asked a question, well, those vendors who are complaining in July, have they been paid? No, they haven't been paid. But we just gave you $10 million to pay them. Why haven't you paid them? We didn't get the $10 million. Is this a joke or what? But NHI needs to be fixed.
We now take a quick word from our sponsors, but stay with us because there's more when we return.
Freeze. Choose your mix. Choose your flavor.
That's out.
That's 6.
That's out.
With worldwide medical coverage and affordable premiums, we're like a home match that isn't played at your actual home. CG Insurance. Good like that.
My turn. Oh, come on, guys.
Yo, everything good there?
Aye. This thing got me one way, daddy.
What do you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you, you know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talk about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I huff. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We continue our coverage with the exciting news that reigning CCT SOCA Monarch champion Ramon G made history and made the territory proud on Wednesday after placing second in the regional 2023 SOCA Party Monarch Jumpy competition in St. Croix. We have more in this report.
Performing his song Mass Intentions, Ramon G pulled out all the stops and left everything on stage as he gained the second place prize of $3,000 in addition to a trophy. Well, here's a quick look at his performance.
The crew, are you ready? Pick up the flag and ease off and go in. Down the road, down the road, down the road. I can't wait for today. Can't wait to touch the road, wait to touch the road, so we can party and play. While it's been down the road, it's been down the road. I can't wait for parade. Can't wait to touch the road, wait to touch the road, so we could mash up the place, mash up the place. While it's been down the road. All my vetters, I want to see I right now, okay? We gonna pass a move. 1, 2, 1, 2. I want to see you now chip and dip, 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 chip, 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 chip. Move all the way. We coming
in second place, doing a tune called Mass Intentions. Make some noise for Ramon G. Give him a round of applause for what he did. He went from the microphone to the drum sets and went mad, sick, head no good.
Speaking to 284 News following his achievement, Ramon G spoke on the experience as it was his second time competing at the regional level since making his debut as a soca artist back in 2019.
This is actually my second regional competition. I came here in 2019 as well with a groovy song called Closer by me. We didn't place in our show, but this is the first time that we actually placed and we placed second overall. I'm grateful to God, for the opportunity, grateful to CCT, my sponsor, grateful to BVI Festival and Fest Committee as well, to C's Nightclub, that's my sponsors. And the decision was good. I mean, the judges had work to do. We had 6 amazing performances from 6 amazing artists, you know, and to be in a running with guys of the likes of Compa and Blackest and DCB and actually place in a show like that, you know, that speaks volumes, you know, to me, and I'm very grateful to be able to pull off at least a 2nd place, you know, out of it. I wanted a big one, but, you know, we just come back harder next year and go for it.
Ramon G also spoke about his goals prior to the competition and the approach he took.
Our goal was to put my best foot forward, you know, especially representing both the BVI and the USVI, you know, on my back. That's me 100%. It's split down a bit on 250s, you know. So what I wanted to bring to the table was, you know, a different level of Virgin Island soca. And everybody have this thing that they keep trying to put in this little box that this is what our soca sound like, and it's not true. You know, our music goes a long way, and it transcends a lot of expectations that people might have on us. So I wanted to bring my A game and my ideas and my song to the table, and it was well received.
Speaking on the importance of sponsorship, the reigning soca champion said it was the assistance from local businesses that made his participation in the competition possible.
The sponsors were amazing, especially CCT as well. They actually helped pay for my ticket to come over, and what was left I helped with the dancers and stuff like that. So it did come in good, you know, with a lot of the preparations as far as the virtual preparation, because I had to come over a little late because I had to work, but it helped get stuff rolling, and the presentation that you got last night was exactly, you know, A1. I have to thank Nika Nix and Kaiso Entertainment and the girls. I have to thank them girls so much. You know, Trinity, she's amazing. Man, I just can't even begin to express how much the sponsorships help. We should, you know, encourage the community to actually sponsor and help people that want to do stuff like this a little bit more, so we could expand, you know, our marketing, our reach out into the world as artists, you know, together in this industry. Let's get it done.
Ramon also disclosed plans to compete in other regional competitions once given the opportunity.
Yes, of course. I think we have St. Thomas coming up next, and anywhere outside St. Martin, Anguilla, wherever. Once we hear Trinidad, you know, once we hear that they have Soca Mona going on, we're trying to get it, you know what I mean? And going after the previous question, you know, we need sponsors and things to help, so we're willing to put in the work to get that done. You know, me and my team, we're ready to get it done. Ramon G will be releasing some music this year. You will have music coming from me consistently this year. After the pandemic hold us back, we're going to be doing it in full force.
Reporting for 284 News, I am Kamal Haynes.
I get it on body with my favorite drink in me hand. Walking up behind on the van. Music sweet and it got me soaking wet. I smile on my face, cause I get in that piece of waist. Finding out to get with the pace. And she whine and go down and she bubble and she bubble. But we having fun. We too good to be in the sun. With my favorite people around. Everybody coming as one. Live your life cause you get it one. Good fight another day. If you feeling the anthem, sing it loud with me. I can't wait for Juve.
Leah Clarkston, the reigning Miss Universe BVI, will take the stage at the Miss Universe International Pageant in New Orleans, Louisiana on January 14th. Ahead of her trip, she stopped by the 284 Media studio to share details on her preparation.
My reign has been truly amazing. It's been a wonderful experience and it's been a wonderful learning opportunity for me. So I'm very happy that I've had the chance to do this.
Amazing. Now, going into the pageant, what are you most excited about? I know there are going to be a lot of activities, many of which you have no idea what to expect. But what are you most excited about leading up to Miss Universe 2023?
It's always exciting to learn about new cultures and about people from different walks of life. So I would definitely say I'm excited to meet the different delegates from the different countries, as well as I'm really excited to represent the BVI on the international stage. It's a privilege and a huge opportunity for me.
For the full interview, visit all 284 Media platforms. That's all for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates on 284media.com and like us on Facebook at 284 Media and 284 BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Jacka Whitting and I'll see you again next week. Have yourself a safe and enjoyable weekend. Goodbye.
There are many ways to enjoy life.